The world is in a lot better place now than it was when SCS Engineers was formed. We've made fantastic progress, not just here in the U.S., but around the world.
In the 70s, more than half the landfills would be considered open dumps, and there were still, I think, a few burning dumps.
There is great mission in our work, and we're helping this community stay safe. We're helping our client meet their regulatory goals. It's all for a good purpose.
As engineers, we really like to solve problems. We got to look beyond the work that we're doing at the whole picture.
The new big push under the low carbon fuel standard is RNG, renewable natural gas projects.
You start getting into negative carbon intensities when you're looking at things like dairy and swine manures, because you're reducing the carbon impact of those manures. Had they not been digested and turned into vehicle fuel, they would have just gone into the atmosphere as methane.
So this use of taking the corn mash, feeding it to the cows, bringing the digester gas back to the plant for processing is a very closed loop, sustainable process.
Even though we are in our 50th year, SCS is constantly adapting and evolving with the changing times.
We've brought in flares into the new age of automation and reporting, and our whole goal is to keep that engine up, that flare up, that pump station up, and we can do that. We know the minute it goes down, the minute it comes up.
So we're able to use our phones or a tablet, and it'll be like standing in front of the system. We'll be able to operate, turn the system on and off, clear alarms, and do some troubleshooting from it.
Our work is moving a lot to the groundwater remediation, leachate treatment. We're seeing a lot more of those projects.
The leachate module allows clients to upload their generation data for their leachate generation and their disposal data, and allows them to ultimately reduce their cost.
They have their eyes set on their business goals. Our job is to help them get there.
Understanding the client and the market, that's boots on the ground. They know the client. They know the project, they know what the client needs.
I don't think you could understand a client's need by sitting in the office. It takes, first off, developing that trust with them and being able to sit with them around those decision tables.
I think SCS is looking out for the county. I think they're looking out for me as an individual. They've been a great asset for us all along the way. As we've dealt with new regulations coming on, we've had good advice. So that's why we've stuck with them.
Oftentimes our clients really don't know what they need in order to achieve their goals from an environmental perspective. That's where we come in.
We had a pretty large pile of recro waste. It was really cost prohibitive to move forward with moving this stuff off as hazardous waste. So SCS came up with a really novel solution to treat this recro waste to bring the waste type down. So we were able to dispose of this material as a California hazardous waste. And in the process, we saved our client almost $1.5 million.
Contamination is contamination. Our job is to identify it and clean it up.
SCS has been in this business for 50 years. We've diversified with regard to geographic location, industries we serve.
We're not just providing environmental services. We're providing engineering, consulting, construction, O&M, tracer, energy, financial analysis.
If I'm a young professional right now, I would want to be involved in what's happening in the electric utility industry. These changes just do not happen very often, and there are just huge opportunities for us to help our electric utility customers move into this new era.
Well, every 5 or 10 years, the environmental community finds a new hazardous constituent of the decade. Now the PFAS, that's going to be a huge one. That one's going to keep our kids and maybe our grandkids busy, I think.
There's always new rules and regulations that you have to stay on top of.
We don't want to be behind the curve, we want to be in front of it. SCS is out on the forefront. We will be a leader.
We're growing tremendously. We are definitely not stopping. The momentum is moving forward.
I think we're in the right place. I hope that we have another 50 years or more.